Hello, I'm Kristen Lee. I'm trying new angles today to see what I like about my setup. Right now I have a not squeaky chair, so if that was driving you nuts before, you're welcome. I have a lot of footage from my vacation with my friend Danielle that was in my Crumble Cookies review, and I wasn't sure how I was going to piece it all together. And I did not do a intro or outro for any of the places. So this is future me. I'm gonna start with Death Valley because that's the first place we went. Some background between Danielle and I. We've been traveling together for about 20 years, about the same as our entire friendship. From vacations like school vacations to when when she was able to drive. And we're the type of travelers that we can have fun just about anywhere, and we can usually have a conversation or meet the locals or just hang out and do nothing. Like we would go to what is it, the big ball of yarn. That's one of the wonders of the US. And you'd probably catch us meowing in the back trying to play with yarn or something. But that's, we've always had fun. We've always found a way to enjoy where we are. And I only say that because when I told everybody that lives in California where I was going, they were like, or when they went, they didn't have the best experience. We had perfect weather, even though the one day was incredibly windy, the second day. The first day, it was perfect for me because if there's a level under novice, that's where I am when it comes to outdoors activities. I'm not nature girl at all. So, and Danielle is. So she's been to California, I believe, 3 times. So I did something that was very unlike me. The only thing that I picked for the entire week that I wanted to do was go to Crumble Cookies because I've been wanting to go since they opened in December, and I wanted her to experience it with me. But I didn't plan anything else. I didn't care where we went. I just wanted to go. So she got to pick Death Valley. One, because she's driving. 2, because she thought that I would enjoy it because it really was like being on different planets and different parts of the park. What was the other thing that I didn't document? Oh, traveling into Death Valley. I think it's Trona or Trana. I don't know, but I will put it somewhere. Probably over here. So we were driving into the park, and we hadn't even gotten into the park yet. And I did not realize how much I rely on electronics for my day. And so we're driving, we lose signal. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't have signal. How is the GPS going to find where we're going or whatever? But we were doing good. And we get into this town, Trona or Trana or whatever. And Danielle was like, okay, I know that as we get closer to the park, gas prices are going to be higher. So the next gas station we go to, we're going to pull in. Now, mind you, we had met wild donkeys and all this other stuff on the way to the park. So she pulls into the gas station, and it looks like one of those gas stations that are in horror movies. Like, when you watch Cabin in the Woods, there's that old guy trying to give directions, but he's given the wrong directions so that you go to where the people are going to murder you. It was like that. So I give her my card, you know, because it was my turn to pay for gas, and it didn't go through for whatever reason. And we're looking around our surroundings, and there's a guy with like a pit bull on a rope and these broken down, like busted up trucks. And the the receipt thing was saying, you know, go see cashier. She's like, I am not going in there. So she ended up paying for it. We get back on the road. It looked dead. It looked like a ghost town. And like I was trying to make jokes because it was really spooky feeling, but we were driving and there was a sign that said apartments half off. But as you're driving, like there's half of houses and they're like put together shacks of metal or wood or whatever they put together to make shelter. I'm like, I'm curious now what happened to the town. Like, did COVID hit them hard and they had to move or whatever? Because we were the only car on the road for a good minute. Like, it was eerie. And then the mountains, because it must have been a mining town, or it still is a mining town, I'm not sure, had these like lookout things in the mountains. And you know, Danielle was trying to joke around too, and she's like, oh, you know, that's how they know to come kill us, because they can see us in the mountains. But then we got like quiet because we both were thinking about all the movies we'd watched. So but it was creepy. And like when she got home, she had Googled the town, and on Reddit somebody had said something similar, that they felt the same way when they were driving through. So it's funny now, but at the time it was not. I don't even remember. It's gonna be in the video, but I don't remember where we started. It just, like I said, when we got to Death Valley, and that was the other thing that helped, was Danielle has a national park pass, so we didn't have to pay for a ticket, you know, so that we could stay in the park. So that helped a lot. But yeah, it was like, one place looked like Mars, basically, like it was red and just otherworldly. And then we went to the dunes, and it was a really cool experience. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say about day one. No, but I do want to tell you a story at the outro, so watch the video and I'll be back. Okay, so I did some research because I felt like I sounded like an idiot. It said Trana, and okay, so what happened to the town was there was a series of, I have my handy dandy iPad. There was a series of earthquakes, including magnitudes of 6.4 and 7.1. I remember feeling the after effects of that up here, so that was a big one. But that was in 2019. It did significant damage to homes, buildings, businesses, and military establishments in the region. The town was known for making soda ash, and so basically they were known for mining stuff like borax, which is pretty cool. But the chemical that they used, or the substance, is found in glass and some detergents, so kind of like borax is in a lot of cleaning supplies. It says it looks like a ghost town. Yes, that is true. However, we were like pretty close with our horror movie references, but it was more sci-fi. Sci-fi movies have been filmed there. So such commercials, films, and television shows such as Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. I thought it was The Final Frontier, like the show, but it's not. It's Star Trek V from The Final Frontier. Lost in Space and Planet of the Apes, but it doesn't say which Planet of the Apes, whether it's the newer one or the older one. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It is borax or soda ash. So borax and soda ash are the same thing. Okay, so that explains the town and why we saw it the way it was. So back to the video. I made it. Sunset in the dunes. Alright, so that was end of day one. So the story that I want to tell you is we were starving by the time, like, we've gotten too old to live on Swedish fish and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Cheetos. I should have thought better, but I was like, road trip. Well, and I made sure we had water, but you know, I should have packed meals. Anyway, we were starving and I wanted a burger. I just wanted like a big burger. I don't know why. And she's like, Danielle's like, well, I don't know if we're gonna have to drive through that town again, and I'm not pulling over to find food, and we don't really have signal to find a place to eat, so we got to figure out where we're gonna go. She's like, why don't we go back to the general store that's in the middle of the park, and we'll ask where to go. So all right. She's like, or we'll just get snacks and we'll eat at the place and see if they have like a pizza parlor or something. Anyway, or delivery. Do they have pizza parlors anymore? Anyway, not part of the story. So we get to the general store and across the street there is a saloon and a restaurant. Now, they're attached but like to the same kitchen, but we didn't know that at the time. So we go into the restaurant part and it's a 20-minute wait. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go try the saloon. And I'm excited because I'm going to a saloon. So we get in there. It's just a bar, but the fact that it said saloon on it was good enough for me. Well, we got the saloon welcome by the bartender because she had had a day and she was over people and she was over everybody asking stupid questions. So we didn't, like I said, we didn't know that they shared a kitchen, so it didn't matter. It was going to take about a half hour for food regardless. But we get up there and there's this group of, I want to say they were college kids, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to split the bill. And the guy was like, okay, I want this. And one of the items that he wanted was chicken wings. And she's like, am I supposed to read your mind? What kind of chicken wings do you want? Like, she was so grumpy. So the kid goes and they go and sit. And we go to order. And we're like, okay, well, you go first and order yours and I'll order mine. She goes, are you sitting together? And we're like, yeah. She goes, I can't guarantee when your food's gonna come out. So either you order together and I can guarantee that I'll be at the table at the same time. But if you order separate, yours might come out first, yours might come out first, yours might not come out after everybody else's. I can't guarantee what you're gonna get. So I was like, okay, lady. So we ordered it. And we ended up getting our food before these kids. And all I can think of is that it was the amount of food that they ordered. But so the kid, they must have drawn straws or something. Poor same kid had to go back up to the bartender and say, so is our food coming? What's going on? And she goes, it'll get there when it gets there. But she said it loud enough where I was like, oh my gosh. And the poor kid's like walked back and it's not ready yet, guys. So then I guess she was responsible for the drinks for the restaurant part too. And one of the waitresses comes back and she goes, okay, what's on tap, this, that, and the other thing. She's like, you've been here as long as I have. She was like, do you see what that person is asking for on my tab? I was like, man, this lady's got to go home. But I got the saloon experience at the saloon. So and she was pretty nice to us afterwards. So, but yeah, I don't know why it sticks with me, but it was part of the day. And then our Airbnb was like a mobile home, like in a mobile home park. And it wasn't bad. It was clean. Kind of smelled a little musty, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. So, and I take you around on day 2 around the Airbnb, but that was like the end of the night. Funny story that I just was like, I think it's amusing, so I wanted to share with all of you. So I will see you in the next one, and I hope you had a great day. Bye.